Patience yields focus. Welcome to AbstractScope. I love Pokemon. You probably can't tell, I have a Rowlet stuffed animal, and I also have some Squirtle stuffed animals, if you can probably see. But I adore Pokemon. Pokemon is one of my absolute favorite franchises, and is one of the first games that I truly had a connection with growing up. When I first joined YouTube and had an idea for this creative outlet, I decided to participate in a kind of video that was created by Roadkeeper Toby, known as the Wants to Battle tag, and it's where preferably newer channels create these tag videos, but there are some individuals in the Pokemon community who create them. I'm not specifically in the Pokemon community, but I've always enjoyed participating in this kind of video every year, and it's where individuals answer questions about Pokemon, and I think that I'm going to participate in it this year again. Question number 1. What is the video you are most proud of making this year? It's definitely the flower analogy video. I think that this is one of my favorite videos I think I've ever produced because I really see myself in that video. And by that I mean, I feel as if I expressed myself really well in that video. I conveyed a lot of the feelings and emotions that I had, and I namely created this analogy because I was not going through the greatest time when producing that video, and I was introduced to another analogy that was created by an individual known as Matt, otherwise known as PalkaDots, about the pierced fence tree, and I really enjoyed creating that video and creating that analogy because it really aided myself, and I was so grateful to see how many individuals actually resonated with the analogy at hand. And I think the greatest achievement that has come from that video is the fact that my best friend is making that a tattoo. There's going to be a sword going through a flower, and it's going to say strong-willed and beautiful, and I honestly have no idea how to feel about that. I've never honestly thought that something like that was going to occur with anything that I created, and the fact that that's occurring, I think, is amazing, and I am so grateful for not only him, but the other individuals who resonated with the analogy in that video. And I would like to thank Matt for the inspiration in creating it. Thank you again, Matt. Question number 2. Do you have any advice for anyone who might be considering starting out on this platform? I am not going to be pursuing YouTube as a full-time career, but as a creative outlet, I would like to mention that if you would like to start out on the platform and utilize your channel as a creative outlet, create videos that represent your interests, no matter how obscure you think they are. And it's particularly evident because I think I remember Toby mentioning in his Wants to Battle tag video where someone in the Pokemon community he noticed was making videos about the cuisine of the Pokemon world. That's a very obscure and interesting topic that I never really felt was going to be mentioned in the Pokemon community. And it's really amazing to see that creativity from someone. And if you have something that is incredibly obscure, whether that be through means of history, politics, economics, literature, science, pop culture, anything like that, go ahead. Maybe make anything about like the science of Dungeons and Dragons or the mathematics behind the projectiles in Star Wars. It's amazing how much you could possibly create that represents your interests and creativity. Let your imagination roam wild in the creation of your videos, because the more obscure content, I believe, is probably the more enjoyable, if I had to be completely honest. Question number 3. What should your viewers expect from you next year? I hope to improve myself as an individual through everything that I create next year, including the videos, illustrations, and designs. And I want to represent my interests through everything that I create next year. I'm going to continue with the mantra where there's quality over quantity. So I am not going to create so many things next year. But I hope that with the addition of breaks that I've given myself, because for the past 3 years I've been burning myself out and exhausting myself with the limited energy that I have to work on academics, and I think with these breaks I can finally give myself that creative energy that I've been lacking for the past 3 years, and I'm incredibly excited to go into the new year with that mindset. Question number 4, Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee? I apologize to Eevee for this answer, but I have to go with Let's Go Pikachu. I really have a connection with Pikachu. I had a Raichu in Pokemon X and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, and I truly enjoy utilizing Raichu, especially with the fact that I just have such a connection with him from the games that I've played, and I think that since of that personal connection, I decided to start playing Let's Go Pikachu over Let's Go Eevee, but I would have considered playing Let's Go Eevee as well, considering that I think the diversity in the evolutions also gives you a personal connection with the Pokemon, and I think that it's difficult to choose between them because of that reason. Question number 5. Briefly, how did you feel about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee? Initially, I was really devastated at the fact that they didn't announce a Sinnoh remake. But I think now that I've looked more into the game, I was so ecstatic for the release. Especially with Toby's videos, because he's primarily the only Pokemon YouTuber that I follow. I normally do not follow any other Pokemon related influences on YouTube, but I think Toby's videos really made me excited for the release of the game, and I recently just started playing it. From the time that I purchased it, I played the game for 3 hours. And that's insane because I haven't given myself 3 hours to play a video game in almost 3 or 4 years now, so it felt amazing to get back into it with Let's Go Pikachu. And briefly, those were my thoughts on the game, but I will have a video coming soon displaying the entirety of my thoughts on the game. But for right now, those are my brief thoughts since I'm not very far into it. Question number 6. Name a channel, preferably smaller, that you know your audience will love. I mentioned him in the beginning of the video already, but I want to mention PalkaDots, or Matt. I truly enjoy the videos on his channel. I adore them even, because they're about topics that I really find interesting and I don't see very often on YouTube. Self-growth and improvement. And it's very interesting too because he also mentions leadership and he draws back to his experiences from when he was in FCCLA. I forget exactly what the acronym stands for. It's like Family Consumer Something Leadership of America, but I do remember that organization being mentioned throughout the time that I was in my freshman year. I didn't join it because I wasn't really a huge fan of what was going on in it at the time, but I think that his leadership experiences really accentuate how great his discussion is about the topics. And if you're interested in improvement and self-growth, I would watch his videos and subscribe to him. He has less than 100 subscribers, I believe, or a little bit more, I forget. But he does have a very small following, and I recommend that you check him out in the link in the description. And the last question, tag 3 individuals who you would like to see do this tag video. I find it very difficult to tag people considering that I don't want it to feel like that they're coerced into doing something like this. So if you want to do this, go ahead. If you don't, that's okay too. Everything is alright. I really enjoyed doing it this year, and I would like to give a massive thank you to Toby for creating this tag video a couple of years ago, and I'm very grateful to see how many individuals have actually participated in it. You're a great individual, Toby, and I cannot wait to see the content that you have prepared for next year. I really enjoyed everything you made this year, especially the Evolution series. Again, thank you guys for watching DFTBA and Form Voltron. I hope that you're prepared for something legendary. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
I learned to walk when I was 1 beneath the Oklahoma sun. And from that day, I started taking my own route. I learned to read when I was 2, and I believed it all was true. Too young to fill my mind with questions and with doubt.